Yesterday I did a few offline PvE attempts for round 2, and pretty much out of nowhere I got this amazing time. As you can see in the title of 3:27:36. And I kind of want to go through the run a bit today. Like, I don't remember all parts very thoroughly, but it's gonna be like I can't really remember anything bad that happened, so just also a little bit for me to like just get to remember the run a bit, see what happened, see which catches I got and whatnot. So I'll just start up the video. Can I turn this up a bit? Apparently not. Unlucky. So yeah, basic intro. As you can see, chat should also be working for this. So yeah, basic intro, more or less. Pick the girl because it doesn't matter. Start flow timer here. Basically in the background there's a timer running, which we need to hit a frame perfect manip right at the beginning of the game. So like in the start we're gonna be some pretty standard movement. Check the train ID here. See 19492. Type that into my program, get the Squirtle stats on the bottom right. I think it has the same version for USA and EU, yeah. Do a few bag manips here to reduce off-screen NPC movement, basically. The NPC movement can screw up the manip a little bit, and by doing these bag manips you can kind of prevent the NPC from moving, which makes the manip just a little bit easier to hit. It's still not easy. So yeah, see the guy there moving a little bit, and if he moves without you noticing him, it's kind of hard to, yeah, nail the manip. So yeah, we go over to the middle Pokeball here, track a little bit more of the NPC NPCs here, and yeah, try to hit the frame perfect manip as you heard with the beeps. Like on the third beep I tried to hit A, which generates the Squirtle stats, and the stats I'm aiming for you can see in the bottom right here, and actually check the nature here just to see if I like actually hit it. And see 19 HP and mild, and at this point I like immediately know I have the correct Squirtle. So I just go into the first fight. Yeah, nothing special, you just spam tackle more or less, and if you get growled you need to switch over to tail whip a few times and then go back to tackle. But yeah, not really that amazing or that interesting of a fight. So yeah. Not really too much to talk about. Like at the end of the fight I'm gonna level up and check my stats for a bit. But it should be like, yeah, 11, 12, 13, 14, 11. So 11 attack, 12 defense, 13 special attack, 14 special defense, and 11 speed at level 6. Which means I got the spell with the IVs I needed. Also you saw me there changing my cursor down to, I think, my trainer card. It doesn't really matter, but basically you want to switch your cursor to the third slot there, because the first thing you're gonna have to do is opening the bag, and after you get the Pokédex, you're gonna get, the bag is gonna be in your third item slot, basically. So yeah, grab the PC potion here, Madre potion here. Just a lot of extra safety. It's a little slow, obviously, but whatever, can't get everything. Also, I think this was like one bad encounter, which I decided not to kill. I think it was a level 3 Pidgey or something, which is not really ideal to kill with 18 attack. Like, you want at least 21 attack to go for a level 3 Pidgey in round 2. So I decided to just skip this one. Because I have to go up this route again. And on the second time, like, I just go for any encounter I find. Or at least one encounter. Like, in this category, it's really helpful to get Bubble before you enter Viridian Forest. Which you get at level 7, because it just makes a lot of catches easier. It also makes the semi-fight, which is the one mandatory fight in Forest, a little bit faster, because you don't have to tail whip and to tackle times 5, but you can just use Bubble. And Bubble cannot miss. And if you are in Torrent, Bubble deals a lot of damage, so it's just way faster. So yeah, a little bit more intro stuff. Gonna get the Pokédex here. Yeah. Maybe I'm just talk a little bit about what round 2 is. General, like, a few people might not know this, but it's basically any percent but different. Yeah, that's a bad explanation, I know, but if you check the screen, like on the bottom right here, can you see this? You can, yeah. I have a Pokédex tracker here. And the goal of round 2 run is to get 60 Pokemon as caught until you enter Elite Four round 1, which is about 2 minutes and 40 into the game. So, in order to do that, there's gonna be a few catching sections throughout the entire run, like, well, the first one is going to be in Viridian Forest, for example, where I just try to get a Caterpie as well as a Weedle. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot of sections. Gonna point them out when you get to them. But you saw me just killing a level 3 red there. And I get another encounter, which is another level 3 red, which is perfect. Would have taken any level 2 as well. But with the experience of this second level 3 red, I'm gonna hit level 7. Right before Viridian Forest, which means I will get Bubble, which just speeds up a lot, speeds up the run a lot. At least for the like next 3 to 4 minutes. Just makes this entire split better, basically. And there's a second reason why you want to get Bubble early on. And that is, if you defeat 2 encounters on Route 3, you will hit level 11 for Rock, which makes kind of a huge difference actually, especially with these stats. Like if you check my Squirtle IVs on the bottom right, I have 5 HP IV, which is pretty low. And I have 27 defense and a mild nature. Mild means minus defense plus special attack. So my HP and defense combined is not really that good. So getting level 11 for Brock really just makes the fight a lot safer. Because you don't have to worry about being in Torrent for the first poke, a Geodude. With a level 11, it's really likely to just die to Bubble without Torrent. It's like a 14 and 16 range. So getting level 11 for that really makes the fight way better. So yeah, Viridian Forest, like the first quote-unquote catching section of the run. There are 3 different encounters you want to see in here. Total there's 5. Which are a Caterpie and a Metapod, as well as Weedle and Kakuna, and a Pikachu is in the forest. And the 3 things you want to see in here are a Weedle, a Caterpie, and maybe a Pikachu. But like Weedle and Caterpie are the 2 most common encounters here, both are 40% each. So yeah, kinda takes a while until I see the first encounter here, and it's a Caterpie, so great start. Level 3 is okay. Like, level does not matter too much at this point. Like, lower level means it takes more damage from Bubble, obviously, which makes the catch easier, but also means we are gonna try to evolve the Caterpie into a Butterfree later, which means it's gonna have to level up 7 times. And if you get a level 5 Caterpie, it only needs to level up 5 times, which obviously saves time, but that's like small stuff. Does not really matter too much. And I get the Weedle as the second encounter, which is really sick. Bubble this as well, puts it into it's like from this HP this is a 62% catch. Yeah. Trying to think he gets in here. So good stuff. HP is a little bit low and I'm poisoned, which is kinda annoying. But whatever. I'll get the second potion here, and I think, yeah, I just entered the fight here at 7 HP as being poisoned. Like, I could have healed before the fight here, but I figured that being in Torrent turn 1 really speeds up the fight. Like, you usually save a turn. Because if you see the bubble roll here, it just deals a really high amount of damage compared to you're gonna see on the next bubble. Probably that it doesn't nearly deal as much damage. Yeah, didn't really see that actually. But yeah, fight is just mash bubble or spam bubble until the Weedle dies. Because I'm poisoned, I can also set up my HP for the next fight, or for the next 2 fights actually. So you kind of want to leave this fight being poisoned, even though it's really slow in the fight itself. It just makes the next gym really good, or way better, being able to set up your HP. And I'm gonna go down to 7 HP in this run, because I have, like, depending on your HP and your defense and your nature, you want to end up at different HP values after the semi-fight. Or you want to enter Brock's gym with a certain HP value. And with 5 HP and 27 defense as a mild, there is like not really any HP value where like, yeah, this is really good. Because you kind of want to have Torrent for Brock's Geodude, but you kind of also don't want to die to Brock's Onix. And you also kind of want to have Torrent for this fight, as well as not being able to die to the Sandshrew with 1 scratch. So it's kind of iffy to set up your HP, but I decided to go to 7 HP here. So I still have Torrent for the Sandshrew, which makes it a favorable 2-shot, and this was a really good first roll. So pretty much from here it's guaranteed to kill with Bubble. The downside of going to 7 HP is I will not have Torrent for Brock's Geodude now, but I hit level 11, and as I mentioned before, the Geodude is still a very likely one-shot even without Torrent, just because it did hit level 11. So yeah, first gym leader fight. This is HP is like not too bad. I can just go for withdraw here, and if I take damage it's fine, and if I don't take damage it doesn't really matter too much. Because if I get tackled here, I can put to an HP value where I still tank a Rock Tomb from Onix. So I decided to go for Bubble here on the second turn. Actually missed the range and get tackled. So little scary, like it's no longer a 100% safe fight anymore. Like Rock Tomb does 7 to 9 here, with 9 being the 1 in 16 max roll. And I get Bind Crit to 3 HP, which is kinda interesting. But I still get the Onix range, so everything's fine. Like this Onix is a 9 in 16 range, and if you miss it you kinda have to potion. And that's obviously pretty slow. So kinda want to avoid that. By either getting the range or guaranteeing a 2-shot. They just got the range this run, so yeah. Not too bad of a start, I wanna say. Like, this is gonna be a 14 1x Brock with Torrent for level 15, as well as both bugs. 14, 13, yeah. It's a great start, actually. A really good first split. So yeah, gonna be coming up is going to be the first shopping trip. The shopping route is a little bit different from the N% route, just because you always have to buy a few balls for catching sections. So we actually sell Rock Tomb here, and I decided to buy 2 Pokeballs here, 4 potions, 3 antidotes, 2 paralyzed heals, 3 awakenings, 1 escape rope, which we're gonna need very late, and 7 repels. And we need to keep a little bit of money so we can afford Magic Up later. So yeah, by doing this exact shopping route, where you buy paralyzed heals in this shop, we are able to just entirely skip the mart in Vermilion City, I think. Yeah, Vermilion City is called. Also, you buy enough repels to just so you have enough for the entire rock tunnel as well, so you don't even have to rebuy repels. So that's kinda nice. Doesn't mean that you're kinda low on healing items, but most of the times you should be fine anyways. Like we're gonna pick up an extra super potion later, just to not be in trouble later, or for the mid part of the run, like Rock Tunnel, Giovanni, Surge, Flute, and so on. So yeah, the next 2 fights are pretty much free. Everything dies to Water Gun because I'm in Torrent. Like that's the reason why you want to leave Brock at a really low HP, or as low HP as possible, basically. So you can just one-shot everything here. Yeah, not really too much going on here. Like, I think pretty much every single one of these bugs is not one-shot without Torrent, but you can just one-shot them in Torrent, which is really nice. Don't think I explained Torrent yet, but everybody should know what Torrent is, but I'm still gonna explain it. Basically, if your HP is at or lower than 1/3 of your max HP, so in this case I have 38 HP, which means Torrent is 12 HP or less. If I'm at 12 HP or less, I get a 50% boost to all my water moves. So yeah, Water Gun just destroys everything, basically, in Torrent right now. And we abuse this ability throughout most of the run, actually. Like, Torrent just saves so much time, so makes so many fights better. So yeah, next catching section coming up. There's a lot of encounters in this grass, and I get a Spearow, which is probably the best encounter you can see here. Like, you need to get the Spearow during the run anyways. Like, you need a Spearow at the end of the Misty Split. And there's 2 places where I can get one. One is here, and one is right after Mount Moon. There's also a grass patch where you can find a Spearow. But ideally you want to get it as early as possible, so you can just skip the other grass patch or the other route. Good lag. We get the Magic Carp here. Another free catch. Like, you can already see a few pokes marked as caught, and as well as if you are already planned. Another catch is going to be here. This should be a Zubat, yeah. Decide to bubble this because it's just a move that deals the most damage and doesn't kill. Get a leech life crit here, which is kind of scary. Because if this breaks out, it will just kill me. Like, it has only attacking moves. And it always deals 2 damage or more. So, yeah, a little bit scary. But yeah, I decided to run a lot of steps here. But what this does is I now have enough repel steps so I can actually grab the move revive here. Didn't really need to take that many steps. Like, I could have had enough if I took 4 less steps. But I don't know, muscle memory just told me I should run to that exact tile. Might have to mute myself from time to time. So yeah, pretty free fight. Yeah, my mic is pretty loud. I think actually I'm not gonna like move it up and down and just mute it in my Streamlabs. It's probably better. So yeah, I fight this optional guy here just to hit level 16. Which is kind of helpful for the next fight, but the main reason is you kind of want to hit level 18 before this gem. Reason why I explained later. I take an extra step there for some weird reason. I don't even know why. But yeah, because I have enough repel steps, I am able to grab this revive here. There's spinner pause coming up. Easy pause map. So yeah, this guy was a spinner. I'm not gonna go into the depths of how spinners work and stuff, but basically you can manipulate pretty much every single spin in the game to guarantee a pass on him by running into walking or running into biking or whatever. It's gonna be a lot of spinners and a lot of different setups, and yeah, you're gonna see a lot of them this run. So yeah, this fight's also pretty free with level as War Turtle, and in Torrent you just one-shot everything. So yeah, pretty easy fight. This next fight is a little bit scary. He has 3 pokes. First one is a Grimer, which is mega tanky, like you cannot one-shot it unless you crit. And it has Disable, it has Poison Gas, which luckily missed this run, and it has Pound and Heart, which both kinda don't do anything. It has a Volt Orb, which is like whatever, you are most of the times you are speed tied with it. And it's 916 range, and I get the range, so really sick. I'm like in for a really good fight here. I think I remember, yeah, I remember this one. I actually missed the coughing range. So close to a perfect fight, but unlucky. Missed the 14 and 16 range on coughing. But whatever, no big deal. So at this point I'm like, do I want to get a Paras here? I have 3 Pokeballs left. I don't really need another catch, but I think I still decide to go for one just because, like, you want to use your Pokeballs somewhere, and it's like the only place of the run where I can still do that. Like, you could theoretically go to Route 4 but you are not guaranteed to get a good encounter, and in here you always get a pairs. So yeah, use water gun there, throw Pokeball. It's a 62% catch from this HP. And yeah, breaks out. Unlucky. Get another scratch. Like, damage doesn't really matter here. Throw another Pokeball. Appreciate break again. Classic. Like, at this point I was like, if this breaks out, I'm just gonna reset the run. But this time it got in, so whatever. All Pokeballs gone, but as I said before, there's not really any point where you can use them anymore. There's like one catch which I can think of where I could use a Pokeball. Which is if you find a high level Diglett now able to quick attack it into low HP. But that's really rare. A really rare occasion. So yeah. Teach Mega Kick here. It's gonna be a very painful tool in the run, I wanna say. Like, Mega Kick, a really strong move, obviously, but it only has 75% accuracy, and most of the times if you miss a Mega Kick, you lose a ton of time. Paris the goat, indeed, yeah. What's up, I heart slow speedrunners? I messed up a lot of menus in this run, I remember. So yeah, little trick here. If you deposit your pokes, they are automatically healed. So basically by doing this you skip healing it up with a potion. So yeah, missed this gem. We gained it to level 20 here. One reason is getting Bite for this fight, which is really good, obviously. And second reason being you hit level 20, which makes the ranges a lot better this fight. What's up, Slimping? So yeah, pace is not too bad at this point. Like, this is going to be a low, high 27 if the fight goes well. See Water Pulse turn 1, which is really scary, because Water Pulse has a 20% chance to confuse. Get a mediocre Bite Roll, yeah, I get the 2-shot here. So yeah, not too bad. Get Swift Crit from Starmie here. So I pray for a good roll, like get a good Bite roll, and I just decide to go for this, because I would die. I would have to like potion multiple times if I went for tackle here, and I get the range, which is really sick. So yeah, 4-turn Mystified, really good. So yeah, 27-54 with 8 caught is an amazing start. As you can see, my PP already was pretty good at this point, but I'm still 40 seconds ahead of that, with the same catch count. Yeah. Decide to potion here just because I'm really low HP. And teach Water Pulse, which is, yeah, as you saw before, really annoying, can confuse. But it's also a 60 base power move, which means it's 50% stronger than Water Gun. And it's water type move, so also it gets the bonus of Horned at low HP, so just a really good move. You basically keep it until post game, actually, this category. So I lead with Water Pulse here because he could have put me into Torrent here with Quick Attack, but he decided to go for Sand Attack, which kinda sucks, so I have to switch to get rid of the accuracy drop. Don't know why I tried to go to Caterpie there, but it doesn't really matter. Get Quick Attack on the second turn, which doesn't really matter too much, I wanna say. Ah, this was the sick fight, right? Was it? Ah, no, I just get it. Never mind. So I get Bite, Flinch, into Mega Kick miss, into Sleep Powder miss, into Mega Kick hit. Kinda weird. I think I've never seen that before. That Sleep Powder miss just saved so much time, honestly. Like if you get Sleep Powder hit there, you have to Awakening. He's going to use Vine Whip, which barely doesn't kill. And then you have to heal out of Quick Attack range from Red, so it's like you lose about 15 to 20 seconds maybe. Imagine Driver relying on 75% accuracy move, yeah, exactly. Imagine hitting 75% moves though. I'm just gonna speed this up. This is Nugget Bridge. There's not really anything going on. Like you just one-shot everything. You need to hit one kick. That's basically all. I don't know. Yes. Yeah, as I said, everything is one-shot here. You just bite, Water Pulse, kick stuff. Yeah, good time to get a snack or get something to drink or take a short break. But yeah, actually hit the kick there on Orish. Barely saw it. But yeah. Maybe I'm just gonna go a little bit over the plant count or the plant pokes, which are already pre-marked while I'm sweeping here. Like at the start of the run, you saw me having 16 Pokemon already marked as plant, or 15 plant and 1 caught Squirtle. And those pokes are Squirtle and its evolutions, Spearow because you get it every run, Clefairy and Clefable because you get them every run, you can just buy them from Game Corner. Diglett is also always pre-marked because you can get it pretty much every run. In Diglett's Cave, and you always get by Diglett's Cave. Abra is another Game Corner poke, which is easily obtainable. And Farfetch'd is also a trade poke, which you can get, or which you get really early on, like basically right before or right after Bridge Driver, Boat Driver, sorry. Magikarp already like marked as caught because I already bought it. Mr. Mime is the trade poke for Abra. Slow down for this. Because the Spinner Pass is important. Gotta love to see it. I was practicing that Spinner Pass so much lately. Like I messed it up during runs way too often. But yeah, more sweeping basically. So the other 3 plant pokes, I mentioned Mr. Mime, mentioned Magikarp. Lapras is another free gift poke you get itself, and there's Eevee and Flareon. Eevee you can just grab and Celadon for free, like it's in a Pokeball on a table, which you can just get. And you can just easily evolve it with a Firestone. And there's 2 Frozen Pokes, which you also always get to run. So those are basically 16 pokes, which you already have every single run. Decided to miss Mega Kick there, doesn't really matter too much. One shot with Water Gun, with Water Pulse. Go back down to ×1 speed here. Next chest are appreciated. So yeah, not the best split, I wanna say. Like, Rival 2 was kinda slow with the Sand Attack and the Mega Kick miss. But not too bad, I wanna say. Also another missed kick on Oddish, so I had to go for Water Pulse, but luckily got the one shot, so it was fine. So I barely lost time. Like, you can save. Let me see, this is a 10-17 split. Like, my gold split is about 40 seconds faster than this, but 9:37 is immensely crazy for a build split. So yeah, not too worried about this split being that slow. So I've seen way worse, basically. So whatever, doesn't really matter too much. Also, I decided to skip the Ether this run because the Oddish put me into Torrent, which means that this Drowsy coming up is a 3-16 range with Water Pulse, and the Eradicate coming up on the next fight is guaranteed with Water Pulse. Otherwise I would have to get the Ether and kick both of them. But yeah, get the Water Pulse range, which is just amazing. Saves a lot of time. Like, it has Disable, which doesn't really matter too much. It has Headbutt, which doesn't deal damage really. It has Confusion, which doesn't really deal damage. And it has Hypnosis, which is kinda slow, but it's also, I think, only 55% accurate, so never gonna hit anyways. So yeah, Lady Candy here. Go down to the next trainer, which is this one. Yeah, he has a Spearow, which is guaranteed with basically anything. And the Eradicate, which I mentioned before, is guaranteed with Water Pulse, so because I'm in Torrent. Goes for a quick attack here, which literally does not matter at all at this point. Like, after this fight I'm going to get a free heal, so it does not matter at all at which HP you end up here. So yeah, as I said before, you can just skip this mart entirely, which is really nice. Because you don't really need the super potions now. Like, there's a few places where super potions are just safe, but like, for the most part, search if you do early search, but not really in this route. Like, there's maybe Martha if you miss the kick, but you can just hit the kick and everything's fine. So usually you don't even need the super potion for the split. So yeah, next fight coming up is gonna be Rival 3 here. He has Pidgeotto, which usually leads with Sand Attack, but this time he went for Quick Attack, which is really sick, because you can get Sand attacked, obviously. Yeah. Next up is going to be the stupid start again. So I had to go for Mega Kick and one miss, which is kinda bad. He goes for Sleep Powder and hits. Have to use Awakening here. He goes for Vine Whip, yeah. Gonna pause here real quick. Like, there's two different plays you can make here. The first one is going for bite on this turn, and then going for kick, which means he's like kind of likely to go for another Vine Whip, but Vine Whip does like I think 20 damage max here. Yeah, 20 damage max. So I would not have Torrent for level 27. Like the goal of this fight is to end up in Torrent for level 27. So I decided to go for Mega Kick here again to put him into Overgrow. And what this does is his max roll is going to be 26 damage with Vine Whip in Overgrow, which means he will not put me into Kadabra kill range, but will put me into Torrent for level 27. So go for Mega Kick here, hit the kick, put him into Overgrow, he hits another Sleep Powder, whatever, don't really care. And he goes for Vine Whip here because he's in Overgrow, like he's very favored to go for Vine Whip, and he puts me exactly into Torrent for 27. Like it wouldn't have mattered if I took 4 damage more here, like you still tank Confusion from 16 HP. Eradicate never goes for Quick Attack, always goes for Hyper Fang. If you are at low HP, unless you are in kill range for Quick Attack, then he goes for Quick Attack. And yeah, Kadabra outspeeds you, but it usually goes for Disable. Unless you are in kill range, then it goes for Confusion. But yeah. Actually not perfect Torrent for 27, but I think this is Torrent for level 28. If I remember correctly. Whatever. Pretty sick fight. Like, I missed the kick, had to awaken twice. But still, leaving this fight in Torrent just saves so much time later. While leaving this fight at low HP in general. Just speeds up the split. As well as the entire Rock Tunnel split. So I was actually fine. Like, wasting 2 turns more or less there. Also, I didn't get Sand Attack, which is really sick. Kinda want to have both your pokes alive in the both your party pokes alive. Spear actually doesn't matter if it dies in this fight, because you can just trade the Spearow here for Farfetch'd. So as I mentioned before, you need to catch the Spearow before Misty, because it's not available after that, and it's easy trade for Farfetch'd here. Trade is always a little slow, but it just comes with a lot of benefits. Main one being Farfetch'd learns both Cut and Fly. So you can just teach both things to one poke, have less pokes in your party, and have more pokes for evolutions and stuff in your party. So yeah, talk to this dude, he gives a bike voucher. Bike obviously way faster than running. Like, it makes not as much of a difference as in the other Gen 3 games like Sapphire and Emerald. The bike is just way more important, but it's still fast. It's still faster than running by a lot. Check at the Rare Candy on the way up. And run back up to Cerulean, get the bike. Oh yeah, teach Cut here. I kind of wanted to turn frame before opening this the TM case, but it game kind of ate my input. I think I pressed down there. Not quite sure though. bike here, immediately register and use the bike. So yeah, coming up is probably one of the worst fights in any percent. It's not that bad in round 2 because usually you have enough kicks, but it's still kind of an annoying fight because Alicia here has 2 Odysseus, and as with the previous Odysseus, you just have to kick them. You have no other way of killing them. And if you miss, they only have bad moves. They only, like, they have Sweet Scent, which is does literally nothing. And they have Sleep Powder and Stun Spore and Poison Powder, which all lose a lot of time if they hit. But yeah, hit both kicks here, really sick. I had to Water Pulse the previous spell sprout because it's range in this category, or with this route. Because you don't have level 28 yet for the Bellsprouts, you need to Water Pulse the first one in Torrent. Like, with Bite it's range, so... completely mess up this spinner pass. I don't know, I just didn't get on the bike. I just didn't stop running, I think was the mistake. But managed to fix it right before I run into him. I also happened this run, interesting. Barely remember this. But yeah, what I did there was run into bike manip. Basically how it works is you run to a specific tile where you force him to look to the left, and then you get on the bike, and if you are in time you can just bike past him because he cannot spin again until you have already passed him. So, pretty sick. Gonna see a lot of those. What's up, Giga Nogka? Hope you're doing fine today. Yeah, enter the center here just for lead on, because we're gonna have to fly here. If you don't enter the center, you are not able to fly to the center, which is kind of weird, but whatever. A little bit of fancy rock tunnel movement in the dark here. Can't split this up, but I think it's kind of interesting to watch. Like, the fights are not as free as a Nugget Bridge, so I'm just gonna keep the speed here. Yeah, like, the slowpokes you just don't die to bite, sadly. Don't even think there are range with this route. It might be with 31 special attack. I don't exactly remember. Yes, this one. Really clean so far, but that's like the first part. It's not really too hard to mess up, I wanna say. So not a slowpoke, you just bite this as well. Also doesn't die, obviously. Get water gun here, which is pretty sick. Because now I'm in Torrent. And being in Torrent really matters in Rock Tunnel. Like, does it it's kinda helpful, I wanna say. Like, for this fight, if you are in Torrent, you have a way better range on this Oddish. Because if you don't have Torrent, you just have to bite it twice. And if you are in Torrent, you can just bite and water pulse it, and it's pretty much guaranteed. Get bite flinch on the first turn, really good. And get the range with water pulse, so good start. And the Bulbasaur you just have to kick. Doesn't die otherwise, it has way too good special defense. Hit the kick, really sick. Was actually the last kick I had left, so I could have elixired before this fight, but I figured I'll just delay it. Just because nice extra step. just because I had a lot of runs recently which just had to elixir before this fight and just missed the kick and lost a lot of time and were forced to do a bad strat for Rival 4. And with late elixir you are nearly always able to do X-attack strats for Rival 4, which I'm gonna explain a little bit later. But it's just really good to have Mega Kicks at this point. So yeah, I fight a different trainer compared to any percent tier. Reason is because of a different experience route or because of just skipping Surge's gym entirely at this point. You lack a little bit of experience until Giovanni 1. So we need a little bit more experience than the N% route to exactly hit level 33 right before Giovanni 1. So we just fight this hiker instead of the bottom hiker, which barely loses time because you save a lot of super effective tags. Like the bottom hiker has 2 Onyx, which you have to water gun both, and a Geodude, and this hiker has less movement, so you have to bike less steps, so it's just better. I don't know. I just like it. Yeah, that's this fight is the second point where you kind of want to have Torrent in Rock Tunnel, to say. Jigglypuff is a 14-16 range. It's really likely without Torrent, but it's not guaranteed, and I've missed it once recently, so kinda sucks missing that range and getting stuff like disabled because it just slows down the fight so much. I think it also has Sing or something. So yeah, use the elixir now because we are just in the menu. Yeah, pretty clean Rock Tunnel so far. Only one extra step and little shaky movement after the other hiker. Like, it's a little hard to learn the movement there, so... Because if you go too far down, there's a hike on the left, on the right, which just sees you, so you kind of want to avoid that. But yeah, coming up after this Traveler is going to be another round to bike manip. This one is a little scary for newcomers, because there's a spinner in the dark which you cannot see, which is this guy, but you can just like set up, do the run to bike, and just bike right past him. Like, he cannot see you if you do the movement like this. Also, I got off the bike before the ladder because of some audio lag stuff. Like, if you stay on the bike when going up the ladder, how do I explain this? Not easy to explain, I guess. But basically, the bike track is loading while you are transitioning to a new area, and that's kind of slow. So you kind of want to avoid that. You kind of want to keep the music that's playing while you do transitions. Just saves a little bit of time. So yeah, pretty sick Rock Tunnel, I wanna say. Didn't gold because I fought a different hiker. But whatever, like, this is legit 1 minute ahead of my current previous PB. Current PB. So yeah, really good start so far. One downside right now is I don't have Torrent, and Torrent is just really sick for the next 3 fights coming up after this. Also, slightly for this fight. Like if you're on torrent, you can just water gun this, but it's a range without torrent, so you have to go for water pulse. Nice move. Actually, right, I messed this up. Interestingly enough. I think I messed this one up as well. Yep, didn't get off the bike. A little slower. Like if you get off the bike, they are right before the stairs. You save a little bit of time. It's like the small time save in this run, which just really adds up a lot. Like you're gonna see that in post game. There are a few areas where you can just save a lot of time by just reducing audio lag. So yeah, get the EV here, pretty free. Just a little bit of detour, but whatever. This could be it, yeah. You are right, Kuka. This could be it. Only a minute ahead of PB at this point. Like, I don't think I've gotten on that good on early game pace. Probably since I actually got this run, so. Since I got my previous PB. Never mind, my previous PB was bad. Like I said a lot of times that my old run, my 332, just didn't have a really good early game. And this is like, yeah, this just proves this. Like don't really think I had any fight where I lost a lot of time. Like Rival 2 was a little bit slow. Rival 3 was a little bit slow. But I'm still a minute ahead, so whatever. So yeah, first fight you want to be in torrent in because you could just water pulse it. But without torrent you have to kick here. Luckily I hit the kick. It does really not matter at all. There's another fight in between this and the next two then. Okay, whatever. But yeah, you saw me getting a lot of coins up there. Exactly 680 coins, and with those you can buy a Clefairy for 500 coins and an Abra for 180 coins, which are the two pokes I have marked as planned already on my catch chart, or my Pokédex tracker, call it. Nice. Very unusual bonk there. I don't know how I bonked, but whatever. Just went down too early, apparently. Like, I cannot recall hitting that guy, actually. Never ever, but like, I wasn't even scared. I think it just was bad movement, whatever. I think I nailed this one though. Like, this was super clean. If I remember correctly. Let's see. Hardest movement of this place. That was fast. Okay. Mess up this one though. Watch this. I did press down though. Okay, I just was too late on the down press, I think. Actually had to check my inputs there, but I pressed down too late, apparently. Or too short, but probably just too late. But yeah, gonna pick up this calcium to the left. Also picked up a nugget and 2 PP ups, like in here slash before game corner. And they just sell for a lot of money, and you just need a lot of money for this game, so they just really come in handy. which really helps out a lot. But yeah, not in torrents, so I need to water pulse this. And the egg cans coming up is a 6 in 16 range, so really bad range. Yeah, obviously I miss it, get glare, which is kinda slow. Go to awakening for some reason, so paralyze heal. Get Lee on the second turn, which is fine. Like, it also has... the scariest move it has is like Poison Sting, which can poison. But whatever. Didn't take damage, which is kinda sad. But on the other hand, like, I have more than enough water pulses for this fight. So, or for the rest of the split. And the next split, so I should be fine here. The second is also range, but it's 11-16 because it has worse special defense than the other one. And actually get this one. Really sick. And the Arbok coming up is a guaranteed 2-shot with 2 water pulses, and a guaranteed 2-shot with bite plus water pulse if you're in torrents. But because I don't have torrent, I just have to go for water pulse turn 1. And I actually confuse it and it hurts itself, but that literally does not matter. Like, it's kinda slow getting the confusion text and stuff, but whatever. So yeah, we hit level 33, as I mentioned before, right before this fight. And we just candy up to level 36, because you just need Blastoise for this fight. Like, level 33 Wartortle has no chance against Kangaskhan. Maybe at full HP, but Blastoise just destroys Kanga. So yeah, finally we have our fully evolved starter, and we are not at our full potential yet. Like, we still need Surf to basically complete its move pool, more or less. But Blastoise is already pretty strong with Water Pulse. Torrent just destroys a lot of stuff, as well as Mega Kick. So yeah, already pretty strong powerhouse, and also really bulky if you compare it to stuff like Charizard. Just does not take damage. Turn 1. Like, I'm kind of fine with the HP I am at. Get Water Pulse confused turn 2, but it hits through and uses Mega Punch. So I had to go for Water Gun there for whatever reason. Might have been a range actually, Torrent Water Gun. Like, the first 2 Water Pulse rolls were not the best. But whatever. Got the crit, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, decide to potion up and escape rope out. Buy the Clefairy, buy the Abra. Nice. Actually nailed both of them. Sick. Get a little bit trolled by the Nidoran. Whatever, doesn't matter. And I swear to God, every time exactly this happens in this house. Like, every time the Clefairy is on the left and I'm on the left, it just moves to the right that exact time. It's like, it doesn't really lose any time, like half a second or whatever. It's still kind of silly to see it. So yeah, finally, our second shopping trip of the run. And it's kind of a big one. We don't really buy healing items, we just buy important stuff for the run. First we sell all our money items. And then we sell a few, we buy a few stones, which we need to evolve stuff later. The firestones we are going to use for Eevee and Growlithe, or can be used for Eevee and Growlithe. The leaf stone can be used for Gloom as well as Execute, and we get another leaf stone later. And the thunderstone is gonna be used for Pikachu. And yeah, a lot of X items here, just enough for the rest of the run basically. A few X attacks, a few X speeds, a lot of X specials, a few X accuracies and a few guard specs. Like just to have enough of everything. Might be better to just buy 3 more X specials just to be like safe for every single run. I don't know about that though. Like you could theoretically buy 3 more specials and buy 1 less Ultra Ball in the next shopping trip, but I don't know. I haven't really thought about that too much. Like usually 23 are enough if you don't have too many bad fights. So yeah. Sub this, perfect. But yeah, here's the reason why we entered the Lavender Center before, like 15 minutes ago. Because we just set our warp point there and we just teleport back with the Abra we just bought. So works out really well in this route. I really like this small detail. Like that's also the reason why you want to empty up your party in Cerulean, really, like right before Misty. As you saw, like I deposited a lot of my pokes, and the reason is you just get the space for Eevee, you get the space for Abra, you get the space for Clefairy. So yeah, Rev 4, yeah, Rev 4 here. Setting up guard spec for sand attacks, X accuracy and X attack for Mega Kick. And you just sweep the fight with Mega Kick basically. Like it's 99% to hit every single one of these kicks. So really simplified if you do X attack strats. There's a different strat where you set up 2 X specials and go for water pull / bite on the pokes, but it's, I think it's like slightly faster if you don't see sand attack, and if you see sand attack because you don't have the guard spec up with X special strats, you usually lose the turn, or usually it's just slower. So yeah, also less consistent because the Ivysaur is a range with water pulls if you do X special strats, and with Mega Kick it's just dead with an X attack. So yeah, pretty good fight. This point I was telling myself like I'm not going to be ahead of PB after this split because my PB just had an amazing Fluke plus Surge split. Like it also had early Pika, which saves a lot of movement and stuff, so yeah. Like I was not expecting to be ahead of my PB after the split. But I get this level 13 Ghastly, which is amazing. Because it is a 78% catch with the Nest Ball. If I found a level 15 or higher, I would have had to switch out to Farfetch'd and use Peck to weaken it until it's guaranteed with the Nest Ball. But this just saves a lot of time. Like this saves flat out 20 seconds, I wanna say. yeah, I messed up this one because my cursor, like usually your cursor is on Farfetch there because you switch to it during the battle. But yeah, I don't know, messed this up. Now the spinner manip coming up. Little slow on the pause there for some reason. But if you just double turn frame when coming up the stairs, you can easily pause manip. Like you don't even have to wait with the pause. You can just pause instantly. And if she didn't spin until you pause, she cannot spin until you leave the tile. Or basically as soon as you leave the tile. What am I trying to say? Basically, she cannot spin fast enough. That's the point, so. Just a really sick setup, basically. Saves a back manip. Yeah, I got wrecked again. I mean, it's debatably wrecked, but it's just so far ahead. Like, it's over a minute faster than Pokeguy's run. So I think it actually beats this time, even though it's on emulator. Yeah, hi YouTube, exactly. Hope you're doing fine today, Lovesick. Just... Nah, I'm not gonna speed this up. There's a little bit to talk about here. I mean, the fights are pretty simple, but I really need to look out for my HP right now. Like, I'm at 21 out of 111 HP right now, and I need an HP value at level 40. Where I don't level, where I still have Torrent, but don't have too low HP, so I die to Koga, which is depending on your HP and defense combination, really hard to set up. Like especially with this Squirtle, it has really bad HP and bad defense, so like. Torrent is going to be at 39, I think, or 38 HP actually. 38 out of 116 HP is going to be Torrent at level 40, and Weezing does 36 max. So ideally I want to end up at 37 or 38 HP at level 40. Yeah, but setting that up is not easy, so you kinda watch out for your HP at this point, see how much damage you can take, you want to take, just to end up at an HP where you can just heal out of that, or you can just potion to or vary to good HP, basically. And if you check my HP right now, I'm gonna get a +3 and a +2 here for level 40, which means I'm going to be at 26 out of 116 HP. And the max I can have is 38, I think. Yeah, 38 HP is going to be the maximum HP value where I'm still in Torrent. So right now, if I Oran Berry right before Koga, I'm gonna hit 36 HP, which is perfect, basically. Like I'm 1 in 16 to die to Weezing. So at this point, I kind of don't want to take any more damage. Like taking 8 damage would be perfect, because it would put me down to 13 HP, +5 would mean 18 HP, so I could just potion 38 HP, which is perfect. Like exactly Torrent. But I don't get quick attacked here. I also don't get quick attacked from Eradicate, so my HP is still fine. Like this is still, if I Oran Berry here, this is 36 HP for Koga, which is definitely good enough. So yeah, my gold here is 1102, which is only flute split. So this is like a split I can compare against when I want to see how much time I lost just in the flute split. And you saw me like losing 3 seconds to my gold, which is amazing. Like, this was a really solid tower. Just being able to YOLO ball the Ghastly saves, yeah, like 20 seconds at least, I want to say. So yeah, now because we already have Fly, but we don't have Surge's badge yet, so we need to bike down to Surge again, which is kind of the downside of the late Surge route. Like, early Surge just... Oh yeah, mess up this movement. Nice. Like, the early Surge route just fights Surge right after boat rival. But the downside of early Surge is that the fight is really risky. Like, you are about... I want to say 30% to just die to the fight. Wait, did I? Go back here. Did I not check the left can, the right can here? I did not. Stupid. I have to back manip here, like I didn't really feel like risking this pass. Pause manip on the second pass though. Because I didn't really care. I mean, the pass was safe, not that I didn't care. You can just pause manip him if you back manip on the first pass. If you're fast enough, obviously. But yeah, get first try cans, obviously. Like, the run is already good. Obviously get first try cans. Because why not? But I get quick attack from a Pikachu here, which is really annoying. Like, now I'm gonna be at 32 HP for Koga. Which means I still tank Sludge from Muk. But I'm very likely dead to Wheezing if I miss the range. Like, I think Sludge does 30 to 36 here, and I'm at 32 HP, so very likely that it just kills me from that HP. So I was kinda, yeah, angry at the peak, I wanna say, for seeing quick attack there, but whatever. Can't get everything. But yeah, because of late Surge, like, this fight is just completely free. You always outspeed everything, and you always just one-shot everything in torrents. Like, the Raichu is a range if you don't have torrents, but you always end up in torrent for this fight anyways, so yeah. As you can see, you only lost 6 seconds compared to an early Pika run, which is amazing. Like, early Pika just saves the entire movement section between Lavender and Vermilion. So yeah, only losing 6 seconds to that is really sick. Did I mess up the bikers? I don't think I did. I did mess up the bikers, but it didn't get punished. I remembered this one for some reason. But yeah, it's pretty much time for Safari. Yeah, my pause was like way too slow. Or my back manip, like it just didn't open the start menu for some reason. Whatever, it's guaranteed pass anyways, so. Mess up both pickups. I'm 90% of the times I'm just too late for those for some reason. I don't know. So yeah, another small shopping trip here. We need a lot of Ultra Balls because we're gonna catch a lot of stuff really soon. Buy some Super Potions just for safety. And Max Repels, because we're going to need Max Repels until we reach nice bonks. Completely messed up this one, okay. We need a few max repels until we reach what's it called? Indigo Plateau, I think. So yeah, safari time. Pay attention, this was I think a really good safari. Get a really early 1% encounter here, it's X. Pretty bad poke to see because it's really unlikely to get in and has a high flee rate and stuff, like it's 40% catch or something, but I just first bought it casually. So. Amazing start. Also execute is like the most common encounter in Safari, next to Nidoran Male. Like they both are 20% in every single area, so you are gonna see them a lot of times. Find Rhyhorn as well in area or in the entry area. Also have to rock this because it's a bad catch rate. Also just first bullet, so yeah, amazing start. Downside of this was like, if you look at my catches right now, I already have Eggs, I already have Paras, and I also already have Rhyhorn. So pretty much I cannot camp in area 2 anymore. I need to get all my catches in area 3, I cannot get anything in area 2 anymore. Like there's only going to be both Nidos and Nidorina, or Nidoran, Nidorino, Nidorina are the only 3 catches available. And you can get both Nidoran Male and Nidoran and Nidorino in area 3 as well. So I get the Nidoran Male actually really early, also just first bullet, because why not? So already a really good start. Basically, I think at this point I said to myself I only need one thing from area 3 and then I'm just gonna leave. Get another X, because why not? Like it's 20%, but like it's pretty common to show up, so was not too mad about it. Get another X, because why not? Get Rhyhorn again, also bad, but I kinda expected bad encounters in this area, because it's like you cannot get anything good here. Because I already have Paras and Rhyhorn. So yeah, I decided to go to this area, camp for a bit. Mess up the max potion pickup, nice. Yeah. Immediately get Nidoran female, which is the best encounter you can get here. It saves like 50 seconds if you find this one, pretty much. 50% catch, by the way. Get one breakout. Get 2 breakouts. It's also, it can just run away every single turn, basically here. So I'm really praying for this to just get in. Get another breakout. It's just such a good catch. You really want this to just get into the ball. So yeah, and 4th try just gets in. So really sick. I think at this point I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. I don't care. Would still have like a 45% chance for good encounter. Like there's Doduo, there's Venonat, and there's Nidorino are the only good encounters I can get here. So I decided to just leave because pace was amazing. And like the odds of a good encounter were not that high, so I decided to just leave. Also my plant count was already kinda high. So yeah, really fast safari. Like, what was that, 4 bad encounters, maybe 5? It was 4... Was it 5? I don't know, whatever. Like, 3 breakouts, no, not a single flea. Just really good in general. Like 647 or 646 leaving this house. I've seen runs which left at like 9:30 something. So yeah, great safari, basically. Only 4 catches, but that's fine. does not matter. Yeah, we get Surf. Now our move pool is still not completed. We still need Blizzard. But yeah, Surf, 95 base power, gets the Torrent boost, gets the stab boosts, just destroys a lot of pokes. Yeah, also I used the Oran Berry there because as I mentioned before, I need to heal to an HP where I still am in Torrent, but at least tank Mug Sludge. And 32 HP is enough for that. Still kinda sad about the quick attack. Pika. It's like basically the only really bad thing, or like the one thing that caused a bad thing this run. More or less. Like if I don't see quick attack there, my HP is pretty much perfect for Koga. But now I kinda have to sweat missing the range on Weezing, dying. But the entire fight is already hard enough. Like, you also have to kill a Mug, which is guaranteed not a one-shot unless you crit. And it has Minimize and also Sludge. So that one's also already kinda scary. Like, standard Koga fight, more or less. I get the second hit, so I'm really sick. My PB died in this fight against Koga. Against Mug, actually, because I got, I think, Sludge crit or something. Surf miss into Sludge crit, something like that. But yeah, Weezing is like a 40% range, roughly. And I miss it, sadly. Get Sludge, die. Which is kinda slow, obviously. But it has one upside, which is this max revive twice. Which is you can just switch in the bug here. Koga is guaranteed to heal on this turn. Like he will not go for kill. And then you just switch back to Blastoise. And what that does is it gives your wheeler a lot of experience. Which means it's gonna evolve, like you're gonna see that soon. Get Toxic here, which is kinda funny. Should like open a poll here right now. Does Blastoise survive or not? Just thinking about that. Like, it has 96 HP, it's kinda likely to survive. If everything goes fine. But yeah, as you can see, the Weedle just hits level 9. Weedle Caterpie just hits level 9 off of that experience it got from the Weezing. And you just need to get it to level 10, so yeah. It's not too bad, obviously it's a little slow. But whatever, this was like more or less the only bad thing that happened in this run. Dying to Koga once. Also enjoy 6 minutes of being poisoned. So, okay, this is coming up is going to be a lot of catching, basically. Like, between Safari and the end of Islands, you just do your entire catching of the run. Well, 80% of your catching of the run, I want to say. First encounter you get here is very likely a tentacle. Like, it's not guaranteed to get an encounter here. But I decided to quick attack this just because it's pretty high level. Could have tried to just YOLO netball it 78% to get in. But I decided to just try and go for quick attack. Like, even if it died, it's not that big of a deal. Like, there's plenty of other places where you can get a Tenta, so it, like, I'm just trying to risk this. And it worked out perfectly. I got to save my netball, which is really good. Like, there's a lot of other stuff you can catch with a netball, so keeping it is really nice. You get first encounter Pikachu, amazing stuff. Like, you come here especially for Pika, or basically only because of Pika. And it's 25% encounter, and getting it first encounter is just so fast. Just saves a lot of time. So I decided to stay for one more encounter because there's Magnemite as well as Voltorb here as well. Both being 30% encounter rate. And I get the better one of the two to Voltorb. Voltorb is better because obviously it just takes more damage from quick attack. I actually get a crit here, which I don't think mattered at all. I think it was still a guaranteed catch, but I just decided to Great Ball this because its HP is so low that it's just guaranteed with the Great Ball here. So yeah, amazing power plant. Really good start to the split. Fly over to Pewter City. There's a little bit of stuff you have to do there. Or basically a few pokes you can get here. Also more poison. Playing with this was kinda interesting. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, you get the old Ember here. You can just I was gonna say trade it, but you can just revive it in the Cinnabar Lab later and get the free Aerodactyl. So yeah, pretty sick. It's just another poke which is pretty much on the way. Like, it's, yeah, Pewter City is a small detour, but you get 3 pokes out of it, so it's fully worth it. One being the Arrow, one being Diglett here. Like 78% catch at any level with an Ultra Ball. So it's so worth just going for it. It's barely a detour, it's really easy to catch. And it's like, I think it's a 95% encounter in here as well. Like, it's not guaranteed, there's also Dark Trio here. But why not just go for it? Yeah, third thing here is the Mr. Mime trade for Abra. So yeah, like it's a 2.5 minute detour roughly, I think, for 3 pokes. So it's just like, unless you are at really high catch and plant count after Safari, you just want to go for this. Like, it's just so worth. Hello, Splendids. So yeah, pretty good until now. Pretty good plane split. Switch Blasters back to front because you need it for the next 2 catches. Like, that's another reason why getting Eevee or having the party space for Eevee just helps out. Like, you can just switch it to front and use it to weaken the power plant pokes. Also, it has Runaway in case you do see a Dark Trio. You can just run away from it instead of having to fight it, because it has, I think, called Arena Tag. Don't remember what it has some ability that prevents you from running away, basically. It did not mess this up. Okay. Gunnar was gonna patronize me for this, but I did not mess it up. Like, the swimmer was turning early left here, so I was kinda scared of hitting him. Okay. Yeah, mansion here. Grab the moonstone here. I think I grabbed the carbos here just for safety. Like, my ultra ball count was not too low here, so in theory I could have just skipped it. But like, the run was amazing until this point. Like, it was pretty much 1.5 minutes ahead after Koga. Piece-wise. So yeah, get Eradicate first encounter, level 34 is fine. Eradicates are kinda annoying because they can have random berries. As you can see here, it has a citrus berry, which just heals for so much HP. And I decided to go for bite the second turn because just didn't kill from that HP. And it would have been, I think, a 62% catch. And with the bite afterwards, this is like guaranteed HP to catch, so I figured it's just better to go for it. And it worked out perfectly. Even got the flinch, which did not really matter. Get another Eradicate here. Like, in general you want to stay here. I was gonna say I can't run from this. Because it's just very fast. Basically you want to stay here until you have Eradicate as well as Coughing. Like, they are the two most common encounters. And there's a lot of bonus stuff you can get, like there's Growlithe, there's Ditto, there's Grimer. Yeah, get the Coughing here, get Bite, Flinch, really sick. Did not have level 41, so I think it wasn't even... Like, the chance of killing it with Bite was even lower than it already is. So that was one benefit of not leveling up on Koga. So yeah, got the Coughing here. I was debating about max repelling here for the last few steps, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna YOLO those tiles, whatever. I might get something good. Get a 5% Grimer as a reward. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. Like, amazing catch here. Amazing find. I'm still 5, 15, 30... Is it 30% here? Yeah, it is 30% for another good encounter. Like, there's still Growlithe, there's still Rattata, and there's still Ditto here. Get a 1% encounter, obviously, and it's the goddamn Growlithe. So at this point, the run just went from good to extremely good with this single encounter. This was dream mansion, basically. Like, I got everything I wanted. Really amazing stuff. Don't even get an extra encounter. So yeah, small menu here, Teach Blizzard, over Mega Kick. Now our move pool is actually complete. Like, Blizzard is gonna take care of every grass type from now on, basically. And Dragon type later. Yeah, Firestone Eevee, because Eevee just is in our party right now. So, better to just do it now. So yeah, as you can see, I'm already losing time to my PB. Reason for that is basically my PB was absurdly fast. Oh, that was loud. Sorry for that. I don't know what that was, but I don't think it was on my mic, so it probably was in the video or something. Just hurting my ears. Equip the black glasses and just drop out, so nothing too special. Yeah, as I said, I'm losing time because my PB just had early Pika, which means it just entirely skipped power plant as well as forest entirely. And yeah, doing that just saves like 2 minutes, I wanna say. Like flat out 2 minutes, not even counting in bonus catches and stuff. But as you can see, my PB only caught 7 pokes in the split and I caught 11. So I should be losing like 2 minutes roughly in the split. Or 2 minutes of time loss I expected, that's what I should say. Because I caught more pokes. Yeah. So, blind fight here. Pretty straightforward, I wanna say. I have 29 speed IV, so I just outspeed everything. And the first 3 pokes just die to surf, even without torrent. So that's kinda nice. I'm gonna speed up this fight because there's one important thing here, which is the Arcanine. Like, Arcanine does not die to surf, so you have to water pulse it twice out of torrents, which is a little slow, but whatever. Have to deal with it. Problem is it has like Fire Blast, but that barely does damage, and it has Takedown, which does like 40 something damage. But I actually get Takedown miss here, which makes me think if I should just delay the opponent to catch here. Like, my HP is 1 or 3 HP, like 1 or 3 HP is barely in kill range, I think, from self-destruct. Like, that's what I'm thinking right now. Like, you want to go to Island 3 either in torrent or out of wheezing kill range. And I was barely in wheezing kill range. I think it was like 84 to 104 or 88 to 104 was the damage roll. And I did actually level 2, I think 103 HP. So I was like, I'm just gonna risk this. It's not even guaranteed to go for self-destruct anyways. Like, it has random AI. So I was like, I'm just gonna do late opponent to catch. Just do islands now. Just do islands now. Just do island 3 now. So I can skip up, speed up this, I guess. Like, this is just text mashing. Not really too much going on. This cutscene is just endless. Down map. Break down. Surf, or take the boat to 2 islands. Go here, have another cutscene. Like, it's basically a part of the run where I can think a little about your like your catch counts, what you can still get in forest, because there's not going to be another catching section. Or like, this entire split is another catching section basically, apart from these biker fights here.
You can like look around, see what can you still get here, what would be sick, what would not, what do you already have, what do you no longer need, stuff like that. Basically how do you get to 60 total as fast as possible here. Yeah, these fights are pretty free. At least the first 3, like everything just dies to surf. The Grimer coming up is like 13 and 16 range. Slow down here, because I have to explain a little bit. The next fight coming up after this is actually, how's it called? I think Paxton is his name. He's pretty annoying, like he has a Weezing and a Muk. The Weezing has Sludge, Smoke Screen, Self-Destruct, so only bad moves. Oh, I've only seen those 3 actually. Self-Destruct does a lot of damage. Sludge is actually the best move it can use. Smoke Screen is already obviously slow. And because I'm not in Torrent, I don't one-shot this. Actually see Self-Destruct and live at 1 HP. That was a little bit scary. I think I realized that I made a mistake here because I didn't hit, as you can see, you didn't hit level 43 here, barely. Because I died to Koga. Like usually you would hit 33 after Weezing and make this range on Muk very favored with +1 Torrent Surf, but I didn't hit level 33, so maybe I should have just healed on that poke, like on Muk. Basically I risked a 1 in 4 for nothing, but didn't get punished, so it was fine. I think actually my plan was like if I die to Muk, I can just switch in Bug and save a lot of time. So yeah, small menu here, like I used the max potion before because I need full HP for the next fight. Buy a lot of Ultra Balls here, buy a lot of Escape Ropes here. And just buy a backup max repel basically. Just in case I need to use one early. Like you want to have 2 max repels for a victory road itself. And having a third one just for either like forest or I don't know, anything, just helps out basically. It's not mandatory, but it just in case something happens, you know, you're on the safe side. So yeah, get a pitcher here, very likely encounter, it's like 30% to see. Gets in first try, it's 78% catch, so didn't feel too excited. I get a Psyduck here, which is kinda awesome. Like you can get Psyduck no matter what in this run. But if you get it earlier on, it's a way better catch because you can weaken it now. Like if you find one later, they are gonna be lower level, they're gonna be... yeah, they just die to anything you use. So getting a higher level here is just way better. I mean, I had the net ball in case I did not find one here, but I wouldn't have found. Didn't find one, yeah. But whatever. Like now, if I see either a Venomoth or even a Venonat, I think I would have just Eula Balled here. Or if I see a Golduck, I can just netball it. Scroll way past the exact pressing for this fight. So yeah, this is the first fight where I use Blizzard. She has a Bulbasaur and 2 Ivysaurs. Don't make the Sabrina yet. Now Sabrina comes up later, as you can see in my splits. Sabrina is going to be the next gym leader we fight, but I kind of want to hit a little higher level, I want to say, for that fight. Also, I think you need to actually do Silphco before you can fight Sabrina, if I remember correctly. Also, you kind of want to have a higher level for Silphco, just to make the fights faster. Mess up this, nice. Mess up. I did mess up this, yeah. Like I was questioning myself. During the run, if I actually messed this up, but I went down one step too late, so she could have seen me if she walked left. It's kind of scary. Get a Gloom here, really good encounter. Terrible catch, but really good encounter if it gets in. Obviously get Bite Flinch because it's the God run. And get the, I think this is 78% catch here. Yeah, it is a 70% catch. Yeah, great start to the forest. Gloom, obviously good poke because you can evolve it with Leaf Stone later. It counts as 2 pokes. What's the total count? Get Pidgeotto here, which is also pretty nice because I can candy it to Pidgeot instead of Pidgey to Pidgeotto, but unlucky. So you can see Whirlwind there, like it's 1 in 4 and it can fail, but happens I guess. Get Oddish. Oddish is like my personal troll poke. Because it is a 78% catch at full HP. I think every single run I saw an Oddish broke out at least once. Every single one. I don't know, I mean I think you could weaken it with Water Pulse. I don't exactly remember. Might even be able to weaken it with Bite. But I think Water Pulse just doesn't kill it. But it's fast on average to just go for the Yodo Ball. So yeah. Get the second Pidgeotto here. Really praying for no Whirlwind this time. And it goes for Quick Attack, so really good. Also think this is guaranteed catch HP. Yeah, get another catch here. Basically gives me 1 extra catch compared to evolving Pidgey into Pidgeotto with the candy. Now I can just evolve the Pidgeotto into Pidgeot with the candy. Yeah. Decide to take the small tour here through the water. Because there's not really anything in here anymore that I can catch. Like there's only Venonat, which is 10%. There's only Drowsy, which is 10%. And Venomoth, which is 5%. I think those were the only pokes left. But actually worth. Like, yeah, I think I had everything else. Yeah. GG on World Record. Thank you very much, Ria. Appreciate it. So yeah, Supno also kind of a troll. Just because it has such a bad catch rate. Like it's at this HP, it's like a 50% catch. So yeah, it's 62% at max. Like at lowest HP, it's 62% catch, but it gets in like 3rd or 4th try. Don't really remember. So yeah, pretty good forest overall. Like 1 Whirlwind, 2 breakouts, 3 breakouts with the Oddish. So yeah, a lot of catches. So as you can see, my plant count is already pretty high. It's already at 52. And I didn't even get to Ponytail Land, which is on Island 1. Thanks, Catanese. I appreciate it. Get another Gloom here. Like, there's not really any kind of counter here you can get. Oddish is pretty likely, but already had one. Only thing I could have seen here was like Golduck. So yeah, 50 to plant at this point. I already have 3 candy pokes planned, which are marked as blue or light blue in the tracker. Yeah, this was this one. Nice. Get the 33 Tenta. One tile before. Unlucky. So 3 candy pokes planned. You can get up to 5 candy pokes during a run. You have 5 candies for evos basically left. Get double Spiro here, obviously. Good poke. I think it's 25% or something to show up. 20 or 25. Getting it twice was kinda meh. There's a lot of other good pokes like Meow, for example. It's another Viola Ball poke. I get 78% from full HP. Just gets the first try, really good. It's high enough level to be able to candy it. Also, so I can candy it, that's what I wanted to say. So I mark the Persian as in light blue. And I get the Polita here. Instead of the red bubble takedown. Interesting. So yeah. Really good islands overall. Like I think I caught one more poke than my PB. My PB already had pretty solid islands. Like I think I golded that split when I got it. Yeah. But my PB like only got 6 pokes here and I got 7. 9. I got 8 pokes actually here. Yeah, small PC here. I decided to switch the bugs here. And here I'm deciding what to get, and I think, yeah, I decided to get Growlithe here. Like, usually you want to get your bug into the party. You want to get, you want to heal your Blastoise in this PC menu, and you want to get Pika, Ponyta, and Venonat into your party, because you can just trade with them in the Cinnabar, lab, it's called, yeah, lab. Pause here real quick. Like, you see this time, this is a 2:00:25 with 37 caught. Like, this is an amazing run at this point. Like, I'm ahead of my PB, and my PB had a lot of time loss in the next splits. So at this point I was actually considering going live. But I felt like it might ruin the recording or something. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay offline, whatever. Like, this is already hype run territory with that pace. So yeah, I'm gonna speed this up as well here. There's not really much going on. It's like 3 minutes of trading and evolutions, so. Gonna see me marking a lot of stuff here soon. But yeah, in here you can get, like, you get the fossil pokes. You get, you trade Ponyta for Seal, you trade Raichu for an Electrode, and you can trade Venonat for Tangela, it's called. Here's the Thunderstone Evo. But because I didn't catch Venonat, I decided to get another Stone Poke into my party, and it was Growlithe, I think, yeah. So I Stone Evo the Growlithe here as well, just to save the evolution later on. Saves a lot of, saves some PC stuff. Victory Road, basically. Take next step to the right there for some reason. Like, I always go left here. For some reason on D1 run where I don't have Venonat, I decide to go to the right. I don't know. Brain not working properly. Whatever. Done with trades. Next up is going to be Sylph. And some fancy Sylph movement. For this split in general, you kind of want to set up your HP to always be in Torrent for pretty much until the next rival fight. So what you're trying to do here is, first of all, evolve your bug, or one of your bugs, to max evo. So like you want to evolve your Weedle into a Beedrill in the split. Turn frame. Stopping is pretty slow, don't lie. Interesting. But yeah, you want to evolve your bug. That's the reason why it's currently in front. Basically, the Pidgeot lead rival is always going to use Quick Attack because it's a priority move and it always kills the bug. So really easy. You just switch out first turn, switch to Blastoise, take a little bit of damage, then you do your setup. Ooh, Pink Snares. A Quick Attack crit, which is interesting. So yeah, do a little bit of setup, like you need at least one special and one X accuracy. You can go to +2 special if your HP is not low enough, but 59 is like already good enough to get Torrent. Like, yeah, you need at least +1 here. Like, you need to take out this Venusaur somehow, and that's also the reason why you want to exact, like, making Blizzard from 70% accuracy to 93% accurate. It's just really, really beneficial. So Gyarados sadly does not die at +1. So you have to Blizzard plus Bite. Like, you want to take damage from this, and it has either, I can use either Bite or Dragon Rage. Bite does like 10 damage. In this case I got Bite crit, which is not bad, I wanna say. Don't think it actually mattered though. Like, I might have, yeah, I actually was able to save some surfs, so it was worth. Set Water Pulse this because I didn't want to go for the range. Like 13 and 16 range, I think. I didn't want to risk it. My HP was really good already. And because I'm in Torrent, I can just Water Pulse the Alakazam here. So yeah, basically Torrent is not really necessary for this fight, but it's really good to have for Giovanni, and it's pretty much mandatory for Sabrina. Like, yes, you can just set up an X special instead of getting into Torrent, but first of all, that saves a lot. Being in Torrent saves time because you just save the turn, obviously. And you need to have Torrent for Erika, so like Erika is one of the other fights where I like really want to be in Torrent but not be in kill range from Wild Bloom. So yeah, Bike is still in front, as you can see, because it still needs to hit level 10. Get focus energy here, which is fine. Like, I kind of wanted to take a little bit of damage, but it's does really not matter at all. So yeah, Kakuna hits level 10 here barely, and the other two things just die to Water Pulse because I'm in Torrent. Second bug Evo is coming up. Already marked it as caught in my tracker. Because there's nothing that can happen, like he cannot die. Just switch out, it's fine. Did I mess up this one? I think I messed up this switch. Or was it the other one? The other part? I remember I messed up one of those. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Ah no, wasn't focused on this one. Like usually you want to, if your bug is in front, you want to switch from bug to Blastoise. And if Blastoise is in front, you want to switch, also want to switch from bug to Blastoise. Because you don't have to go down to, don't have to go down to switch, but only to go down one. Like, as you saw there before, Surf is in slot 2 and Switch is in slot 3. And for bug, Switch is in slot 2, so saves an input basically. Well, I don't know. I just think it's easier to switch from bug to Blastoise. So yeah, this is one of the fights you want to be, or you kind of wish to have Torrent for. Because you need either Torrent or set up one X special to one-shot everything. And I got the niche case where I got, where I had to set up an X special to one-shot the Nidorino. And it put me into Torrent, which means I could just water pulse everything, except for Kangaskhan. You always have to surf that. Like it's a range +1, or a range in Torrent, so it's guaranteed with +1 Torrent, obviously, with surf. Yeah, another PC here. We don't want to heal Blastoise in this one, but we want to get both our Nidos, we want to get Clefairy, and we want to get our bug. That was a really fast, yeah, I remember this one. This was a really fast PC. Escape drop out, because it's just way faster than using the elevator. So, another fight where I really want to have Torrent for. Is Sabrina here? Same concept basically as the previous fight. If you are Torrent, you can just surf everything. If you don't have Torrent, you have to set up an X special, then surf everything. Yeah. Not really too much to talk about. Like, you need to set up an X speed though, and you can water pulse this if you are in Torrent. Don't know if you can actually at level 45, but I think you should be able to. Yeah, surf Mr. Mime, because you cannot set up on this because it has light screen or something, which just ruins the run. So you just set up the X speed here. On Venomoth, its strongest move is Psybeam, which is 10% to confuse, and you just take that risk. Like, you could set up the X speed on Kadabra, but it also has Psybeam, it has Future Sight, which does way more damage. Psybeam also does like 20 something damage, so just setting up on Venomoth is the better version, in my opinion. So yeah, and at this point you can see how good the run already is. Like, I'm 12 seconds behind, but I'm 3 pokes ahead. So it's already manifesting a bit. The red swim, nice, let's go. So yeah, I'm roughly 1 minute 20 ahead at this point. And I already have Nidoran female, which saves like think I said 50 seconds or something. Like, not having to trade Nido is just such a big time save. So yeah, we did not PC. Okay, never mind, there was a fight since the last PC. But yeah, you basically keep Torrent for these fights. You cannot outspeed Sabrina at all in round 2, sadly. Reason for that is you don't hit, I think you hit like level 47, 90% for Sam. And in 90% you only have level 46, so you are like at 97 or 98 speed. At level 46 and you need 100 speed to outspeed. So it's just barely not possible. It's like the downside of fighting Erika after Sabrina, but a huge upside, and this is why I really like round 2 as well, is you can just surf everything here. Like, you can just surf the Wild Bloom instead of having to use Blizzard on it. If there was a way to level up for Sabrina, would be pretty sick. On the other hand, you kind of also just want to sell the Carbos, so... I don't know. Like, just using 1 XP, it's fine. So yeah, hit level 47 here doesn't really matter too much, I think. Like, usually you should hit level 47 here. And the Wild Bloom here is like, instead of having to use Blizzard on it, you can just surf it. And it's like, I think 12 and 16 range. And so yeah, even if you missed it, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you don't die from 32 HP. That's the point. Yeah, actually gold is split. So now I'm legit 1.5 minutes ahead. Or 8 seconds ahead and 3 catches ahead. So, yeah. Great split so far. Or great run so far, I want to say. Like, being ahead at this point was... I don't think I've ever managed to do that before. I was kind of freaking out at this point. Like, trying to just don't make any big mistakes. Talk to this rock. Need a second to realize I didn't do the menu yet. Like, silly stuff. But yeah, it's another. I'm gonna speed this up as well. Like, this is another big menu section and Evo section. Yeah, you candy both Nidos here, you Moonstone, all 3 pokes. Grab the candy and then I'm just gonna slow down again. But there's not much going on until then. Press B. Okay. Kind of wanted to switch my candies up there actually, but I pressed the wrong button, so my candy stayed down. Like, it kind of speeds up the Evos in Victory Road a bit. Victory Road in Inigo Plateau. Because you don't have to scroll down to candies or then back up to stones. Just like having them in the same place in the bag. Or whatever. Not this. That's the clean menu I missed. Nice. Okay. Good menu there at least. So here's an interesting thing. Like, I decided to not heal here. I was at 32 HP, which which means I'm in range to die to yeah, I'm pretty much guaranteed dead to Machoke if it decides to use a stupid move. So I actually decided to fight this guy first. And the reason for that is, well, it's slower, that's why we don't do it usually in any percent. But the reason is, Marowak just does way less damage. And yeah, so as you can see, Headbutt deals like 13 damage. Machoke has like Revenge and Vital Throw and stuff like that. Like it deals like 30 plus damage every time. And it's not even guaranteed to damage you. Like you can miss or use, I think, Foresight. I think it has Foresight or something. Like it has one non-damaging move. And you kind of want to keep Torrent for this gym as well. Especially for the Machokes. Like if you have Torrent for the Machokes, you can just one-shot them in Torrent. Decided to surf those two because my water pulse count was a little low. Realized that a little bit too late. So yeah, get my final bug evolution here. Now this one, luckily I found this one out before this run. Like I think actually the run before this run, I had a similar situation where I wanted to fight Cool Trainer before the Black Belt, I think it's called. And what I found out is that the NPCs in this gym do not reset their position even if they go off screen. So it is actually faster to go there, let him see you from the bottom, and then just go back all the way up and take the spin tiles. Because he will still be at this position later on. Don't know why they don't get deloaded in here, but whatever. I mean, I guess you don't leave this place, so NPCs don't get deloaded. Actually, the walkers get deloaded, I guess. Get reloaded at their original position. But like some trainers just don't get deloaded until you leave and re-enter the route. So maybe the same principle works here. I don't know. I don't understand this exactly. How the NPC loading and deloading works. Whatever. What you can see here is like this run is getting better and better and better. Like I got 2 candy pokes, 3 stone pokes, and 1 evo. So I got 6 pokes here in this bit as well. Same as PB. And I'm still gaining time, as you can see. Reason for that is, yeah, switching bug is just really slow. Switching bug and taking damage. So I might actually add that to my notes, that you should always switch your bugs out, in case you get, like, I'm trying to say, yeah, like you want to switch your bugs in the Islands PC, so you have a faster gym here, basically. Also, I didn't have to heal, that's one point. Yes, Dr. Nuban. Hello. As you can see, like 25 seconds time saved. Pretty much. So I'm 32 seconds ahead and still 3 pokes ahead of PB. Great run. Like this is probably 230. I think, like at this point, I thought like this is 237 starting for entry pace. I think it actually was. Like if I get a good fight here and fast catches, this should be like a 237. Maybe a low 238, whatever. Yeah, it's not really. I guess it's a little bit of an interesting fight. Like, maybe. There's not really anything else to talk about. Like, you set up 2+2 here. Get Feather Dance, which is amazing. Just makes the fight way safer. Set up an Exact-Resi for Blizzard. And then pretty much sweep as good as possible. So yeah, like one thing I've been thinking about, like during the actual run for the last 10 minutes or so, was my, like, I still need 4 more things to reach the 60 card, or the 60 total. I used 2 candies, I have 2 candy pokes planned, so I can still get 1 candy poke basically. And I need to catch 3 more things, and a candy poke, so 4 things. Yes. So I'm thinking about like which things do I want to catch? Where do I want to go for catches? I already have Psyduck, so that one already falls away. I don't have Mankey and I don't have Rattata, so I decide to go for an encounter here on this route because it's like 45% for Rat, 45% for Mankey. So very likely to get a good encounter. And I think my Ultra Ball count at this point was also really high. I think I had like 10 Ultra Balls or something left. So I was like, even if I find a Mankey, I'll just try to YOLO Ball it. Obviously get the Mankey, which is the worst of the 2 encounters. Try to not throw the Master Ball there, really important. Get Break Up, which is fine, at 9 left. Yeah, whatever, still. Like, the only way you can weaken this is by switching into Metapod and try to use Tackle. Like, you don't have anything else that's nearly weak enough to weaken this. I'm gonna pause it real quick. Like I have 57 now. I need 2 more pokes, and I already have Psyduck and I already have Mankey. So what I do is I just decide to Max Repel here, which I think was a really good decision. Now, like looking back at this, like there's no point in not doing this. I already also bought the 3rd Max Repel just for a situation like this. So I can actually get to Victory Road without an encounter. So now I just skip the entire Route 20 feet grass. I skip the entire routing, the surfing section. So I cannot get a Psyduck encounter here, which just saves somewhere between 0 and 30 seconds. And I don't need an encounter here anyways, so I was like, this is perfect. Still need 2 more catches in Victory Road, so still can get Machop, I still can get Geodude. There's like the big pokes are still there, Marowak, Arbok, Golbat, Choke, like a lot of stuff I can get there. So I decided to just go for the last 2 encounters in Victory Road. like the other play I could have made was try to stall on for an encounter in the Route 23 grass there, where I can get like Ekans is there, which is like 20%, which I could candy. Fury is there, which is I think 15%. Or 25% actually. Yeah, it's 25%, so not that unlikely. And there's like 5% for Arbok and 5% for Primate. So I'm praying for a Machop and Geodude here, get them a Machop, really sick. Because it's a candy poke. So I'm like, yeah, at this point I want to know if I do need to grab the candy or not. And with this encounter it pretty much guarantees that I go for the candy. So I'm 59 planned, I only need one more. 59 total, I only need one more encounter. Bonk there and get like the probably worst encounter in here, a choke, where I'm on the way to the candy. So I decided to take the risk and surf there. And sadly it dies. It was like a 30% range. And I don't really care about the experience anyway, so I was like, I'll just try this. Like there was no point in not trying this. Like, I still think this was actually worth it, not gonna lie. Kinda sad that it died. Like, it could have saved the candy then if I actually caught it. But yeah, find the Geodude, perfect, 78% catch, whatever. I'm like, this is fine. But kinda get trolled there. Like, I was a little bit sad about this one. Decided to just play it mega safe, just full restore here. Like, just in case I find a Primeape or get poisoned and die, so I can save my revive. Or I get another Geodude which trolls me. So yeah, find another one. I think this one just got in then. So yeah, kinda sad, lost like 30 seconds to the Machoke plus Geodude, but what are 30 seconds in this anyways? Okay, let's count the box. It's 2. Movement here was terrible, I remember. Yeah, mess up this one, yeah. Some KW movement. Like, it literally did not matter. Like, if you see my pace, I'm 233 in the middle of Victory Road with 60 caught. Like, this is amazing pace. I was trying to not fall apart, basically. Just somehow make my way through this without messing up too much. Another bonk. Kill this one though. Another bonk. Another bonk. Another bonk. I know this. Another bonk. Another bonk. Great movement. Top notch. Whatever. Rest was fine, I think. So yeah, just gonna yeah, I think I'm just gonna speed up as soon as I enter Victory Road here. Victory Road, I always say Victory Road. I don't know what the E4 building is called, whatever. Really important item here, Lumberry. Just makes the post-game fights a lot better on average. Gonna speed up this. Like, there's not a lot of PC menuing here. Yeah, grab all my pokes I need. 2 stone pokes, 3 candy pokes. Didn't find me off, but I realized that Geodude is in slot in box 2 because it said so when I caught it. I just went for Geodude instead of Meowth. Or I just got the Geodude instead of Meowth. Ah, it's not the submission video. Imagine. But yeah, just look at the pace. Like, this is amazing. Still need to do 2 more Evos and PC and a shop, but this is like, oh, Mike dying somewhere. What are my thoughts on Turbo? This is not something I want to include in this commentary. Imagine having Turbo Gen 3. Can't imagine. Okay. Evo menu is done. A little bit of shopping here. Like, you need a few full restores and you just buy as many max repels as you need. Like, I think 6 is enough, so just buy max here. Yeah, 238.57. Starting for a run. Like, probably the best I've ever seen. Don't know if Shiro had a better one. I don't think he did though. Like, he had one sub 240, I think. I don't think he had a 238. So yeah. Quick shoutouts to Pokeguy for coming up with the strat. So got me another Halos Lorelei. So +2. No hail, so I decided to go for Bite here. Get Bite Flinch turn 1, I think. I didn't get Bite Flinch actually. But get Surf turn 3. Get the Flinch turn 4, okay. Really close to heat range by the way, but I don't think it is. Yeah, it's not. Get another Surf. And this turn is what I'm gonna ask Pokeguy about. Why is he going for Safeguard here? Like, I do not understand. I thought he's pretty much guaranteed to go for Surf or Ice Beam at low HP. So, yeah. That Safeguard is kinda questionable in my eyes. I have no clue what happened there. But yeah, rest of the fight is pretty much, not pretty much free. But you one-shot Slowbro, you one-shot the Jinx here. And the Lapras is a free shot with Bite. Even though you are at +4. Like, it's just that tanky. And I think Body Slam did like 31 to 37 here. So I was kinda scared of crit. I just was praying for flinches here. Get Body Slam turn 1, kinda scary. 35 have to heal this. Get Body Slam again, which is fine. Would have lived actually, only took for the 34 damage. And get the flinch turn 2, so really good fight. Like, I was close to my gold here. My goal was, I think my goal was Hayless double flinch Lapras. So yeah, pretty solid start to Lorelei, to E4. Like, my PB had an enormously bad Lorelei. Putting into heal range. That's why I saved a minute there. So I'm 4 minutes ahead already. Easily 328 pace at this point, maybe even 327 pace. But there's a few more fights left. Bruno was interesting. Like, this was another pretty new scenario for me. Didn't have to heal because my HP was perfect for XP strats. Get Earthquake turn 1. Spec again. Get Earthquake turn 2. Get barely not Torrent. Like, let's go, I'll go back a little bit. Like, I see Earthquake turn 1. It deals 35 damage. And you want to be at Torrent for level 53 after this. And I get another Earthquake on turn 2. This one deals 30 damage, so I barely do not have Torrent. Neither for level 52 nor for level 53. So I'm a little bit dying inside here. Decide to guard spec in case he does go for Rock Tomb. And I get another Earthquake. So little worried about my HP right now. Good thing I kinda knew this scenario from back in the day. But I just have the super potion here. Because Hitmonchan just either goes for Rock Tomb or Mach Punch. Yeah, rest of the fight is free. But that was something new again. Like, I have not seen this in forever. 3 times Earthquake. Like, even if Onyx just Rock Tombs on the 3rd turn, this is fine. But he just had to go for another Earthquake. So that was a little bit scary. Like, if he crits on the last turn, it's really slow. It's not run over because I have 2 revives still, but whatever. So yeah, not the fastest fight, but still good enough. Like, could have saved 15 seconds if I just got a good second earthquake roll. Like, I needed to go down to 48 HP and had 51. Kinda sad. Whatever. HP was good enough for Agatha here. I get 2 super potions left. I tanked the Rock Tomb, I wanted to say. Tank a Shadow Punch here. Double team, very nice, just got a hit. Easy game. Like, that was a huge relief for me yesterday. Like, when I got that first turn surf hit. This was like the moment where I realized this was amazing pace. Because if you die to this fight, it's so extremely bad. Like, you can revive here, but Gengar cannot kill you out of pokes. It only has Shadow Punch as a damaging move, so yeah, and just continues setting up double teams instead, or uses stuff like Confuse Ray, which does nothing. So yeah, dying to Agatha in round, especially in round 2, is just, I mean, in 90% it's the same, you just die, run is over. But in round 2 you lose more than a minute. And a lot of healing items and specials. So yeah, Lance was another fight where I was kinda scared of. Just because of my bad HP defense combination. I stopped the swap here for some reason. Like, I wanted to swap full restore right below guard specs. And I don't know how I messed it up, but I messed it up. I had to fix it, so I lost like 3 seconds to that. Whatever. Also found out on that day why spec bite egg bliss is bad. But yeah, get bite first turn, really good. Get Dragon Rage turn 2, which is fine. Bring for flinch here. Obviously get the flinch because it's the God run. Decide to go to do exact here. And for some reason he hyper beams here, even though I'm not in kill range. So I have to sweat for the crit here. Luckily I don't get crit. Full restore on the recharge turn, so I am basically at full HP. I cannot die unless I miss more than one blizzard. And 93% each to hit. Not really that much. Like, the only thing that can go wrong here on Arrow is it using Ancient Power and getting the boost, which is 10% to happen. So, yeah, let's bring to not see that. It just goes for wing attack, so it's fine. HP is also not too low, so I think I just decided the super potion here. Like, I need to heal anyways, so why not? I need to elixir anyways, so why just not heal? That with the super potion. Yeah, super potion here, just to save the full restore. Like, having the full restores for later is just so good. And elixir. Goes on guards back, I think. So yeah, this is champ 1. Probably, maybe not the last scary fight, but the last fight where you can lose. I think you actually lose the run if you die to Venusaur here. Like, there's no way coming back. But yeah, champ 1. Setting up pretty free. Guard spec against sand attack, against feather dance, mainly against sand attack. And then you just X speed and X special times 3 and go ham. Yeah, a lot of sand attacks, so really sick, really high HP. It's like last butt clenching moment of E4 round 1. This Venusaur, and it just went for growth, so I already felt this is it. Easy game. Like, it's basically, if it goes for solar beam and you miss the 93% blizzard, it's run over at this point. And this was the last thing that could have happened. Like, dying to Gyarados, dying to Arcanine does not matter. You can just revive, set up to +1 and kill. Obviously it's slow, it loses like somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute. But it's nowhere as bad as dying to Veno. So really glad to see growth there. Spite flinch, because why not? Let's blizzard. So as you can see, I'm slowly but surely gaining time compared to my PB in E4. And my PB E4 was not bad by any means, but this one just was better. Like, just better fights in general. So yeah, 250, 125. 250, 124 champ one time is insane. Gonna speed this up a little bit as well, like it's gonna be 3 minutes of just cutscenes. Or 2 minutes of cutscenes. Yeah. Reset after the first save. Continue the run. More talking. Like this is, at this point you need to have 60 pokes caught, so you can actually unlock the national decks. And this is what the round 2 run evolves around. Yeah, evolves around. Like you get the national decks here, you unlock. Pause here. It's down. 1x. Like you unlock the other islands, or you unlock the post-game quest in general, basically. And for that you need the national decks. For that you need 60 pokes marked as caught. So yeah, the next few minutes are basically just execution, more or less. A little bit more cutscenes, obviously. Every good game needs cutscenes. But yeah, this is like round 2 exclusive content. So if you're switching from any percent to round 2, you really need to learn this. Correctly mess this up. Extra pearl before the water. Then there's going to be 2 spinner pass or 1 spinner pass. Just this one, kind of scary, round the bike. Just take your time for those two. Like you really don't want to hit those 2 walkers. This was like another sigh of relief there. Like I was really focusing on not hitting those. Because it's like, I think it's 1 minute 20 of time loss if you hit the 2 walking black belts there. Would not recommend. So yeah, at this point I'm like just trying to get the run to finish. Praying for good rocket hideout, praying for a good enough Mewtwo. Because like a lot of people might not know, but I was on a really bad Mewtwo streak. Like the last 4 Mewtwo's before this run had just basically were unrunnable. More or less. Like I had one with like the last 3 were one with 7 special attack minus nature, one with 0 attack minus nature, and one with 2 special attack minus nature were the last 3. And each one of those just died to champ 2. Because you need to have like medium, like 10, at least 10 special attack, neutral nature to not have any ranges, and you need to have like, I think also like around 10 IV, maybe 15 IV to have a good fight for champ 2. And just couldn't get anything, always got like extremely bad Mewtwo's. And every single one of those rounds was PB pace up until champ 2. Pretty much. So I was really also praying for a good Mewtwo at this point. Because if I got another dogshit Mewtwo, I would not have been able to get this run. Like, it probably could have still PB'd. And still 4.5 minutes ahead at this point. But, yeah. There was still a few scary fights between between e4 round 2 and me, so I remember this. Escape rope out, I completely messed up this menu. That's so much time loss execution wise. Nice. Just went 1 down instead of 2 down. Just went 1 up instead of 2 up. Like, silly mistakes, basically. How much was that? Like 2 seconds, 2 pawns, so that's 3 seconds. This point. Like, the entire postgame is just riddled with small mistakes. Here and there, like nothing major, like no like 5-second time loss, but just small stuff. A second here, a second there, 2 seconds in some menu, stuff like that. Yeah, more movement. Also messed this one up, I remember, but only 1 room, I think. The rest was clean. Bike flash there to reduce audio lag, and this is like the place I mentioned really early on, where I want to save audio lag as much as possible. Bike flash there again to reduce audio lag, completely mess up this room. Nice. Bike flash there, get off the bike there. Like, you can hear in the background, or there's always the same audio track playing. And here it just works perfectly. You get on the bike, and you have no delay. It just works perfectly. I like the movement in here, if you do it clean. Just really messed up this room, sadly. Yeah, small menu, you need to teach waterfall. And you kind of want to equip the Lumberry. Like, you can't just do it in this menu. There's not really any other menu that makes sense. Mess up this as well. Okay. Don't think this loses time though. Maybe a little bit. Like, I still was on the bike when I got the transition, so I don't know. Could have been close. But yeah, pretty simplified here. Just waterfalls times 3. Waterfall times 3. Everything dies. Like, you are really over leveled. I don't know why they made these grunts so extremely low level, but like, you legit cannot beat them until you beat Champ, and Champ has like a level 63, I think level 63 Venusaur, and those are like level 36, level 37. Not know why they did this. Whatever, the next fights make up for this, I guess. This is like the last 2 scary parts of movement. Like, is this spinner here? Need to wait for him to look to the left. Then you can, if you're fast enough, you can just bike past him. And then you have to do a round to bike on the second pass. And there's 2 more spinners here.
You can't just back manip both of them at the same time. Just bike behind the bottom hiker. Set the menu here. That was cleaned up. The cut. Like, same principle here. You want to get on the bike because it's fast, but you want to get off the bike because of the audio transition. Mess up the third one though. Also think I messed up this one. I did. Oops. It's really important to get off the bike here because it saves audio lag twice actually. Like on this transition and on this transition, it saves audio lag. Didn't realize that before. Also, kind of want to get yeah, you saw it. Kind of want to get off the bike before the door because it also saves a little bit of audio lag. And yeah, last spinner pass coming up. This one was kind of funny. Not gonna lie. Like, spinner pass around the bike is perfect, but I get mid-right movement. Like, something I have not seen ever in, I don't know, more than 50 practice runs or practices, spinner passes, whatever. Like, I've never seen her move right on that exact second. Like, you either see her move earlier than that or later than that. And if she moves later than that, she cannot see you. Like, she bonks into you as you are leaving the tile, so... Missed the wheezing range, obviously, 9 and 16. And it smoke screens, which is really bad, but it hit the bite, so... Didn't really lose too much time here. And yeah, at this point I'm like trying to just save as much time as I can. Like, not risking anything or anything. Like, I would have totally YOLO'd the walker if I wasn't on that pace. Like, wouldn't have back when it would have just biked to the left and whatever. Type C spinners in here, back manip them. Sadly. Blasters is kind of the most effective. Don't know why I went to Pokemon on this. Like, you need to be on bag with the cursor here. Blasters just works out perfectly for like everything. Like, it has surf. You get surf really early on in the run, which just destroys a lot of stuff in Torrent. And you get Blizzard, which just deals with all the grass types and the drag types. But yeah, decide to go for the safe approach here, go for Bite, which gives you super effective text. But it can flinch, as you saw. And yeah, decide to do the same on the second one. But I get a crit, so whatever. Great first fight. No time lost. So yeah, having the Lumberry after this fight is really nice. Because like there's a lot of fight. Like he can use Swagger, which is 1-4 on Hypno. So you kinda want to avoid that. But there's more stuff that can status you. Like this Mark has Sludge Bomb, for example. Usually it doesn't go for it, it usually goes for Minimize and Rock Tomb. Because she has smart AI, so she will use like quote-unquote buffing moves as well as stat dropping moves like Rock Tomb or speed dropping moves. So yeah, hit through Minimize, really sick. Got to set up to +1, so this is no longer range. Hit the Blizzard without Exact. Amazing. Like this is now it's pretty much in the bag. Like I cannot die here anymore after those two first pokes. Arbok outspeeds you because of the
speed drop, don't get poisoned, so I'm pretty much like this is perfect HP as well. I'm torn. Am I in? 167. 5 plus 3. I did make a mistake here. Like for some reason I thought 60 HP is torrent when I got into this fight. I mean, I decided to just go for a special here anyways, because it could just hit me into torrent, or I would just risk the ranges. And yeah, he uses sludge bomb and actually gets a crit, which puts me into torrent. Now this fight is also free. So amazing, amazing rocket hideout fights. Like no miss on the first fight, get torrent +1 on the second fight. Great, really great. Like you can't hope for more than this. She really just dies to 140. So yeah, this is like the last point in the run where I can really lose time, apart from Mewtwo being bad. So yeah, it's kind of that. I'm not gonna speed that fight up. I mean, it's a free fight. You outspeed everything, you one-shot everything, and I'm torrent, so not really anything going on. Or risk scrolling through my splits. Like you can see there how much time I saved between basically between Surge and start D4 round 1. That without early Pika. Like the fact this is that good of a pace without early Pika, without Puff, is still really crazy to me. And never thought this would even be possible. Like I thought like I could get a 329 if I get an early Pika and a really good run. Now I'm on this run, which is miles beyond that. But yeah, run is not done yet though. This already messed up a thing. Like I was supposed to use Max Repel there, but for some reason I just used the rope. Yeah, a little bit more movement. I think I just decided to use the Max Repel later on the next fly menu, just to have more repel steps in case I completely black out and I don't know. Back into the wrong direction, Mewtwo Cave. But yeah, now with the post-game quest finally being done, you get access to Cerulean Cave. That one at least. Like that's perfectly getting off the bike and reducing the audio lag. Yeah, like you have to make this detour. Like you cannot beat Elite 4 round 2 with Blastoise. It's just not possible. I mean, you could try, yeah, but I don't think you can beat Champ. Like, there's no way. Cannot set up on Heracross. It's just not possible. Get a few running tiles there for whatever reason. Decide to skip the full restore because I have a lot of full restores left and I didn't have to use any in hideout. So many small mistakes. Like, I think I could just shave off 20 seconds straight if I just did clean movement and menuing here. In the entire post game, but small mistakes everywhere. This floor was clean. So yeah, rage moment here for the stats. Like, you cannot see your stats until you get past Hitmonchan on Bruno. Like, until then you cannot check stats. I mean, you can, but it's slow. Yeah, small menu, teach Earthquake. And teach Fire Blast. Like, you just need those two moves. You cannot get past Steelix, past Chinks without those, so completely mess up this menu. Like, this was maybe 5 seconds lost just because of bad menu. I had the wrong fly menu in my head. Like, I had the Island 1 fly menu in my head. That's why I took off the Lumberry. I just should have... like, the only thing I had to do here was switch Mewtwo back to front and fly. Did the wrong things though, whatever. Little mad. Was a little mad at myself for doing that, for making that mistake. But yeah, FRR2, like, this first Dugong already tells you a little bit about your special attack, and this was a good enough roll, so I was not concerned about my special attack at this point. Like, I was pretty certain that I was just gonna two-shot Lapras here. Like, I did not fear anything. Only thing I had in mind was my attack, because you cannot check your attack at this point until you level up. So yeah, get the first Fire Blast, 85%. Miss the second Fire Blast, get Lovely Kiss, but it misses, awesome, and hit the third Fire Blast. So yeah, on bad pace I would not consider healing here, or using the elixir at all. Psychic Lapras, and I amazingly enough get the crit. Just saves the turn. And saves the full restore basically. So yeah, a lot of time save here. So yeah, this is like a pure safety play here, using the Max Elixir. Usually you are fine with 2 Fire Blasts for 2 Steelix, but I was like, if I miss, I lose a lot of time. So I'm just gonna play it safe. Like, who cares about 10 seconds? And funny enough, I actually missed the first Fire Blast, so already fully worth it. Get Rock Tomb though. Rock Tomb crit actually. Which made me kinda nervous, because I had no clue how much speed I need to outspeed stuff here. Like, I checked the speed stats recently on his pokes. Hit the second fire blast though, so really good. So like at this point I do not know if I actually outspeed the Hitmons as well as Machamp. But I know that they should not be able to kill me. Didn't pause. Okay. So these were my stats. I saw 162 attack. I saw 241 special attack. At this point I was like, bad attack again. Like 162 is really, really low IV, neutral nature. So I was kind of mad about that. But 241 special attack was like, whatever. 160 is still good enough for Champ 2. Like way better than 140. I think I had 144 once, which is probably the lowest you can get in one of my recent runs, so yeah. Actually outspeed everything here. Lose a bit of time because I missed the Fire Blast, obviously. Decide to just not heal here. Because I should still be able to tank Shadow Ball here. Like, it cannot deal 137, I think, HP ahead. Unless it crits, obviously, but still have 2 revives, so I was like, I'm gonna take the risk. Even if it happens, whatever. Yeah, pretty simple fight. Like, this is the reason why Mewtwo just is better than Blasters. You don't even have to set up, you just sweep. As you saw in the first 3 fights. You literally need no setup at all. Which I think is kinda amazing. Need 1x special though here for this thing. Goes for Shadow Ball. It hits... How much was that? 96 damage? Like, I did not check my defense at all in the first level up. I probably should have, but I just did not look at it. I didn't see that 130 something defense. And you kind of need to check your defense stat at some point, just to get a general idea of how much damage you take. Small menu here, just heal full again for Lance. You really, really need full HP for this fight. Because you can manipulate his AI, basically. Because he leads with Gyarados, and Gyarados is Thunder Wave. And other dangerous things like Dragon Dance and Hyper Beam, especially. Is what I really don't want to see. So the reason why we actually keep Safeguard here, or instead of Recover, is like only for this fight. Just makes the fight free instead of really scary. Just set up your Safeguard, and usually he just goes for Thunder Wave 3 times, 4 times, whatever, until you are done setting up. Then you just sweep. So, really nice strat, another benefit of Mewtwo. Like, if you do this fight as Charizard, for example, you just cry. Yeah, now it's a free fight, just Psychic times 5, everything dies. So yeah, I was already really close here to getting the run. There was only one thing that could go wrong in my mind, which was missing the Arcanine range with Earthquake, because it was like Like, I didn't know my exact attack here, I only had a rough guess. It was like a 6 or 7 and 16 range. After one sandstorm tick. And like a 10, 11, maybe 12 and 16 after 2 sandstorm ticks. Which meant that it would probably get a move off and kill me. And I would have to use my revive. Which loses like 30 seconds or something. Like it would, yeah, I would have to revive on Venusaur, then switch back and then just kill with Psychic. Like no setup needed. Actually, there's more things that can go wrong here. Didn't really think about too many. Like one thing I was thinking about was Reflect. It's like obviously huge time loss if you get Reflect from Alakazam here. But it's really unlikely to see it. Like it has Calm Mind, Psychic and Shadow Ball. It usually spams one of those. So yeah, Champ 2. Because of good special attack, this just dies. Really good. Bad special attack cannot kill, or is a bad range to kill. So I died to that a few times. Now it's just setting up X attacks. That's the reason why you teach Earthquake. Like you set up to +3 X, +3 attack here. Hope for him to just spam Calm Mind, so you don't take damage. Like Calm Mind ×3 is like a free fight. You cannot die. But Ellie goes for Psychic on the 3rd turn, which as you can see deals a lot of damage. Didn't check my stats again because I'm fucking stupid. Like I actually wrote that into my notes. Check defense stat here. Because you really need to see the defense stat for Gyarados and Arcanine to see how much damage you take. But I just forgot to check. So I end up at really awkward HP here. Like I had no clue how much defense I had. But I figured like he will go for Hyper Beam here. He will go for Hyper Beam here. I need to heal. Need to full restore here. I have 118 HP, and I checked this afterwards. I had like 136 or 137 defense, so really low. And the Hyper Beam range was like 113 to 133 or something. So he was really favored, really favored to go for Hyper Beam here. If I see Hyper Beam, I just win this fight. But he goes for Hydro Pump for some reason. I have no clue what just happened. I mean, I had to heal anyways here, so get Psychic Gate, the Spadef drop does not really matter. Dragon Dance is really good here, because I still outspeed after Dragon Dance. I think this is barely not heal range, yeah. It's barely not heal range for Gyarados. Like, I could have lost a lot of time there. But I think I would have just killed, actually, with the Spadef drop. Yeah, this is like the last scary thing. Or this was the last scary thing of the run. Getting the range on Earthquake. Getting the Earthquake range Arca. Which was like, I think 6 or 7 and 16. I said that before. I fucking get it. Like this was it. Like nothing can happen me anymore. This was the end. Unless you, I don't know, misclick, don't get on Psychic or something. But yeah, this was it. Easy clap. Yeah, amazing run. There's nothing more to say than that. Never thought I would actually get like
even remotely close to this. Obviously, I still cannot believe I got this strong of a time. Fantastic play. Yeah, I mean, it was riddled with small mistakes, but like no huge mess up and just amazing RNG. Like the catches, holy shit, the catches in this run. Yes, I had a few breakouts, yes, I had a few bad encounters, but there was like not a single poke that trolled me for more than 2 turns, I wanna say. Nitrus, thank you very much for the sub. See us, Nias. So yeah. $327.36. Unbelievable, actually. Like, amazing. So yeah, these were my... I mean, Cupel's kind of mentioned he might frame count it, or he will frame count it, but not too exactly. I mean, it's a good mute, like, really nice attack, yeah, XD. Bad defense is kind of scary, but I mean, the nature is not really the best, but it's not the worst either. Like, anything that is not minus special attack and minus attack is good, automatically. Defense matters for champ, mostly. Special defense, like, only matters for Sam. Speed does not really matter at all, actually. Like, only if you have really bad speed, like minus speed nature and bad speed, you can get outsped a few things. But yeah, it just did the job. It just worked out perfectly. So that's that, I guess. Tasty nature. So yeah. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Very appreciated for you hanging out today. Yeah, I was just... console record is 328.55, I think. So this should, like, unless there's a really huge difference between emulator and console in run 2, which I kinda doubt. I think this should beat Pokeguy's record. And even if it doesn't, like, whatever. This is an amazing run, and it shows that you can actually get close or even beat Pokeguy's run. Like, it's not unbeatable. Not as unbeatable as everybody said. As I said myself, actually. Like, I was sure nobody can get close to this run. Like, it was that good. I had the feeling that it was that good, so... Yeah.